Good day, everyone, and welcome back to this channel. Today, I want to talk about what actually moves the market because everybody has been talking about fundamental analysis, technical analysis in the forex market. Now, I want to just make a hint for beginner traders or those that are finding it difficult in trading, especially the struggling ones. First is what you want to do is to click on the plus button to follow or subscribe depending on where you're watching this video from, and like the video. It'll give us more energy to do more. And also, after watching the video, make sure you drop a comment, and if you have something that is bothering you in the forex market, drop it on the comment section. I want to talk about things that actually move the market. Just a brief video is not going to be, I don't want to make it longer. When you see charts for me, I see charts as gatekeeping. I use charts, my technical analysis, as gatekeeping. I trade the market strictly based on fundamental tenets. And people might be wondering, what is fundamental trading? Fundamental trading is just your ability to focus on actually what moves the needle in the market. You're not more focused on the charts, but you have charts too. Your chart is for you to understand your key supports and resistance, the minor support, minor resistance, major support, major resistance. Because at the end of the day, we all are trend followers. We trade and we follow the trend where the trend is going. You don't want to, you're not a contrarian where you want to, turn the market. You don't have that liquidity. So as a retail trader, you are just a trend follower. Whether you're trading price action, optimal price entry, fair value gap, swing trading, top down analysis is all the same thing. What actually does move the market is the fundamental basics. There is a reason why whenever there is an NFP news, when there is NFP news release, just like yesterday, if you watch your time, today is the 3rd of July 2026. Yesterday was the 2nd day of July 2026, and yesterday was a release. There was a release of NFP news from the Feds, and if you check the market, what's happened? There was a spike in the market towards the downside. There was a spike in Euro USD, GBP USD, gold. We can see that red candle coming down because of what the news release. There was an impact news release, and the news came out to be negative. These are things that move the market. Now, watching from, because I have a trade I'm planning to open on USD and USD CHF. These markets, based on my technical analysis, USD has been on all-time high. It was very much resting on a very major resistance level at 163.07 price level, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Seeing this, I don't want to start buying again. I'm looking for retracements. And what happened was, during that yesterday, the news came out and it was negative, and I saw, if you check on the daily time frame, you will see a very long candle pointing towards the downside. These are things, you see how I was able to join my technical analysis and my fundamentals, bringing them together to make an entry decision. Now I want to trade that market. I want to short it, but I'm not going to short it now. I'm going to look for confirmation. The market has tanked, yes. I want to see if this tanking market is going to do a form of retracement, show me a head and shoulder pattern which signals that, okay, this market is coming down, or is going to come towards a 0.60 fib level on my chart for another entry of another bullish position. Able to combine my technical analysis and the fundamental analysis, bringing it in confluence with all my charting tools, I will be able to make informed decisions. And because of these reasons, I don't trade every day. I don't blow accounts. I don't lose investors' money. This is how we trade in Trading Edge Africa. Now, another example is if you check the Straits of Hormuz, when the war between Israel and Iran was going on, why did we have a skyrocket in oil price? We saw a surge in oil price all the way from $16 per barrel to 13 per barrel. The Straits of Hormuz was closed by Iranian. That strait is like a passage where oil pass, they pass through that route to give their customers oil in different countries. And when that place is blocked, what tends to happen in supply and demand? It's simple. When we have higher demand and the supply is short, those who have that commodity tend to increase their price. It is as simple as that. Now, this is a Nokia 3310. This is a very new Nokia product. One of the reasons why it is this price, it is selling at 30 something to 40k, depending on where you're buying it from, is because there is an increase in demand. And since there is an increase in demand, how many people are actually supplying this phone in this country? Not every phone store you go to, you will see this kind of phone. Most of them will tell you they don't have it. Or you can see the Bonte model of, look at it. This is Nokia 3310. There is a new Nokia phone. There used to be an old 3310, that old one. This is a new modern one. And the reason why this phone is selling from 33k to 40k, some shops, they will tell you 50k, because you barely see this phone in the market, right? Else you're ordering from Jumia and what have you not. Because people that have it are few. And these are fundamentals. So if this phone is listed in a stock exchange and you want to trade it, you are looking at the chart. You've mapped out, okay, the phone is selling at all-time high. This company say is at all-time high. Their stocks are very high. What will make the market to crash? What will happen? What will impact their goods or service that will make them to crash? This is how you bring fundamental analysis and the technical analysis to make informed decisions. That is what I want to talk about today. It is very simple. I've been able to define what goes on behind the scene and how to use your chart. When you're analyzing the market, try to look into what is happening in the White House, what the Feds are saying, what banks are saying, JP Morgan Chase, USBC, all those people. You want to know their projection on a particular currency before you make informed decisions about any pair you're going to trade. It's as easy as that. This is how you go about creating a very lasting result, because trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme like we all know. It requires more of patience, more of understanding of the charts, and more of track record, building track record over time. You flipping $100 to $1,000 is not realistic. You can do it on the first time, first, second, third trial, but in the long run, your ability to do that is what determines if you're profitable trade, and which we know not everybody does that at the end of the day. You might be able to flip $2K to $4,000 in 2 months, but how do you continue doing that? This is what investors are looking for. This is how you want to grow. You want to be there to see the bull markets, bearish markets, the sideways markets, and the choppy markets. That's how you go about trading the forex market without being, having that stress of always being in front of your PC. When you analyze the market using the technicals, you've mapped out your charting tools. You go and look for what happens behind the scene. And to simplify these things, we have created a trading edge program. It's basically for everyone. If you're a newbie, you're an amateur trader, you're an intermediate trader, or you're a trader that is still struggling in the forex market, everything I've said in this video is very much defined on that program. It is for those that find it difficult to navigate the forex market and those that have interest in understanding the forex market. Or you can go to get it, click on the link in bio, or send a DM personally across to me, or you can comment interested under this video. I'm going to give you access to the course. It is for everyone. If you want to understand what goes on behind the scene, if you want to have a long-term record, how to build that long-term record that investors will see and be like and give you their money to trade for them comfortably, all you have to do is to get this trading edge program. Is going to aid your learning process and also cut down your learning curve. Do what to like, do what to comment, and also share this content. I will see you next time.